and welcome to the last video of the exit strategy series. And that is, when we take profits, if we get that opportunity, what are you selling into? Or more technically accurate is, what are you buying? Because every time you sell something, you buy something. If you're planning to sell your Bitcoin for pounds, you are selling Bitcoin and buying pounds, or you are buying pounds with your Bitcoin. Very important to get your head around that. It will stand you in good stead for the future. So if you get the opportunity to take Bitcoin profits at cycle peak, your first decision is around whether you want to go back into fiat currency, into traditional banking world, or stay in crypto land. If you're going back into fiat, then most likely that is because you have expenses that you need to meet, or you have something, an asset that you wish to purchase, such as a house or a car where you need fiat currency. If you don't need those things, then you're more likely choose to stay in crypto world. That means you don't have to deal with the banks. I know a lot of people are becoming a bit disillusioned with the banking system. You can remain in crypto lands forever, really. So we'll talk about that in a second. So that first distinction is important. And I have in our spreadsheet here the percentage that you're going back into fiat. 10% here is an example. Probably that is if you had some expenses, let's say over the past 6 months, or maybe you wanted to take a holiday. So you take a certain amount back into fiat, and then you'd sell back into your bank. And that will most likely be just the way you went in with whatever platform you're using. You probably bought your Bitcoin with pounds, dollars, or euros. You'd be selling your Bitcoin for pounds, dollars, or euros, and then withdrawing it back into your bank account. So that percentage might be much higher. Let's say, for example, if you're choosing to buy a house, maybe 75% of it would be into fiat currency. I'm going to use 10% for this example. And then for the rest that you're looking to keep in crypto, you have two real options. So the first option is to go into stable coins. Stable coins are essentially fiat currency, but in crypto. So you may be asking what the reason would be to stay in crypto, but in fiat currency. I think there are a few reasons why. Number one, you would have those stable coins ready to go to buy Bitcoin again, much, much simpler. And number two, which I'm not going to cover in detail in this video, but you can lend them out. Now, there is risk involved in that, because DeFi, decentralized finance, is new, and you are relying on central parties, centralized companies in order to look after your assets. But you could go back into stable coins, remain in crypto world, and lend them out or hold on to them. If you do go into stable coins, then I would recommend that you diversify across stable coins. I will link to this, but CoinGecko category stable coins is going to give you a list of the top stable coins. And I would suggest probably there's no harm in splitting, let's say, 4 ways: Tether, USDC, BUSD, and DAI are the top 4. Depends which platform you're using, because of course BUSD is Binance native. But some level of diversification, whether that's a minimum of 2, probably 3, and why not 4? So whatever percentage you're looking to keep in stable coins, then I would recommend splitting that a number of ways. Your other option, if you're remaining in crypto, is to buy gold. Now, Pax Gold I have here is the most established way of buying gold within the world of crypto. Pax Gold, PAXG, is a token that is backed by real gold, a digital token backed by physical gold. So every Pax Gold token is worth 1 ounce of gold. And what is quite awesome about Pax Gold is that it's redeemable. So your gold is being held in a safe in Switzerland, I believe. Could be wrong on that. I believe I saw it somewhere. Just looking for it. Not sure where it is. I believe the vault is in Switzerland. And you can choose to take delivery of that gold if you wish. So if you no longer want the token, and you want to get the physical gold, then you can absolutely do that through the Pax Gold ecosystem, through the Pax Gold system. And Pax Gold is also available on quite a number of platforms. So looking through this list, Binance, Crypto.com, I know a lot of people use them, Bitfum, BlockFi, some of the big ones. And what that means is you can sell your Bitcoin or your altcoins directly into Pax Gold. That makes it quite easy to do that. The other benefit of holding gold, hopefully, is that gold should hopefully appreciate over the year or 2 years that you're holding it. Now, I say hopefully because gold has been performing quite poorly over the past year. If we find Pax Gold over here, then we will see a number of things. Firstly, we will see the price of the Pax Gold token, which is just under $1,800. That is because that is the price of 1 ounce of gold. And we can have a look at the performance of gold over the past year, say, and you can see a year ago we were at $1,900 and now we're at $1,800. A lot of people thought that gold would perform better during an inflationary environment because it has done in the past, but probably most people are buying Bitcoin instead to protect them from inflation. So one of my theories is that when we have our cycle peak and we have our billions of Bitcoin profits across the market, a lot of them will move into gold and silver and could potentially cause the price of gold to go up. The risk to holding gold is that it goes down. So if it goes down by, let's say, 20%, and inflation is already 15%, you may have lost 35% of your holdings over the year. Conversely, it may go up and it may protect you from inflation. If you hold fiat currency or stable coins, you are guaranteed a 15% loss in real terms versus inflation. So whatever feels right to you, then you can fill in the spreadsheet again. It's going to be linked to in the bio. Maybe it's 10% expenses in fiat currency. Maybe it's, let's say, 20% in stable coins, and let's say it's 70% in Pax Gold. In the spreadsheet, I've broken down each of the 8 sales if you are choosing to do 8 sales, and you can see how many Bitcoins you would need to sell into each asset per sale. So on the Monday at 9 a.m., you'd be selling 0.005625 of your Bitcoin into pounds, dollars, or euros, 0.01125 into stable coins, and 0.039375 into Pax Gold. So this spreadsheet gets very specific. It just means that you can really follow a very simple formulaic approach depending on what you're trying to achieve. Of course, you may be following a more simple strategy, maybe that you are going 100% into fiat currency, in which case, of course, all of your sales are fully going to fiat currency. Maybe you're going 100% into gold, in which case it's just reversed, but with gold. So I'll keep this example in here when I send out the spreadsheet. They are your options. There are some more weird and wonderful options around staying in crypto, such as buying property-backed tokens or stocks and shares-backed tokens. But I would suggest that the markets for those are so immature, very, very much in discovery mode at the moment, that there is too much risk. Of course, if you're a risk taker, then you may want to look into those. But at the moment, in terms of what should be safe and secure, I would recommend to follow this sort of approach, figure out your percentages. Pax Gold is certainly the leading candidate for precious metals. I have pulled up here and I will link to Kinesis. I'm not going to do a demo because it is a lot more complicated. So only for those that really want to get involved in gold and silver, get involved with the Kinesis platform. They also have a debit card. I don't believe you can buy it through traditional exchanges. So it really is for those that want to take the next step and really want to get involved in the precious metals market through cryptocurrency, and certainly do the demos and explore Kinesis, which could be a really good option. But for the vast majority of people, if you just want to, let's say, stay out of fiat currency and have exposure to gold, then I would certainly recommend Pax Gold, which is available on most of the major exchanges. So that ties off our exit strategy series. A few final points to note. I just want to caveat again that we may not even get the opportunity to do this. So we're watching the market, we're watching price action, and we're watching for the landing zone. Do make sure you're following me on all of the channels, so the newsletter, Instagram, YouTube, as I will be covering that and trying to call out the landing zone. Make sure you do your own study, because you may come up with a different landing zone to me, and that's absolutely fine. You may be more accurate than I am. And finally, just a word on altcoins, because I know a number of you will be wondering what to do with your altcoins. I will be doing a separate video series on what I expect to happen to altcoins over the remainder of the year. And at the end of that series, I'll talk about how that relates to the exit strategy, i.e. how to exit altcoins. For now, thank you for watching and supporting. Please share these videos with everybody who you know who is in Bitcoin and crypto, because they're going to need the support. Thank you for supporting me and the community, and I'll talk to you soon.